Hello everyone, my name is Stevzor, and today we will be playing Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. I haven't been part of the beta for this game, so I don't really know much about it. I only know what I've seen in the trailers and what I've read online, but yeah, basically I want to go in blind and try to have as much fun as I can from the experience. I will be playing it on veteran difficulty with no level scaling, no trial of iron, whatever. I figured this should be plenty challenging for me. I'm not an expert at this type of games, so yeah, I just want to make a fun character and just enjoy the experience. So yeah, I'll be playing it like this. I'll be narrating every part of the game that isn't voice acted. So yeah, hopefully you guys like my voice, I guess. And I will leave all the cutscenes, everything, because as I've said, it's my first playthrough, so I am interested in seeing them as well. So without further ado, let's just get into it.
Eora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Dyrwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of Hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a Watcher, one who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected, that the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Yay! I became a peaceful warlord or something. Okay, so this was just a short summary from the first game, I guess. Like the main points that happened.
Made a nice story.
Hey there!
You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. But maybe the gods weren't finished with us. I used to dream that when my God came back, he would forgive us. That's the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
Well, that was... I guess that was Eothas, because they mentioned that that's his god. Yeah, that's
And
us.
so you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death.
Alright, so you died?
Follow your memories. You have been here before.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
The old lady that was hanged in the first town, in the first
A
game.
watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
This guy was named Merwold. He was the master of Kednua before you became master.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
This was the watcher or the sentinel of the keep, I guess. The overseer.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
That was Theos, the endgame boss from the first game, I guess.
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
That was... I think she was your colleague or something back...
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Yeah, so the elf was, I guess, someone that disputed the
Let
existence of the
world
gods.
see. Let them decide what to do.
And you and her basically kind of agreed, but you weren't convinced, so you went to Theos, who was your mentor, both yours and hers. And when you did that, I think he kind of killed you. So that's why your soul couldn't rest, and you became a watcher in the first game, who wanted to get revenge or whatever on Theos. And for those who don't know, the story of the game is that this empire, the Engwithians, went to find their gods, because the world was kind of in a bad place, and when they didn't find them, they decided that they would build them, so they became the gods, and right now they're trying to keep the secret.
Watcher. Come.
I think the game sound is a bit too loud, so let me just turn it down a bit.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage.
Nice, so it actually narrates the narrations right now.
You can see his smile coming before it blinks, resembling an oddly carved Mary Gore, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Yeah, sorry about that small interruption. My Discord, yeah, people on Discord are writing. I forgot to close it. There we go. So, the game looks really cool when it comes to graphics. They really polished it up.
Sit. Please.
Okay, creepy ghost lady.
Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna import my save from the previous game.
Does everything appear to be in order?
Yep.
Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Bareth. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction. The gods offered you boons in exchange for resolving the Hollowborn crisis. What did you do with the souls?
I gave them to Barath, and that meant returning them to the wheel, so I will just go with this.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met?
Yes, when I pledged
You
myself
did.
to you and two
She
other
places
gods.
a card on the table, showing a tall tower with the gods' constellations arrayed around it in the sky.
It seems you had trouble with your memory then, too, as you decided to make a similar vow to me. Still, you remained true to me. Admirable. I suspect those wronged by the vows you broke will be less forgiving.
She delicately places a card on the table, a bell in a tower. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothis. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are.
Okay, so I was right, it was with us. I'll just do this from time to time so you guys can pause and read if you want.
Though Aothis stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him.
Okay, so am I dead?
No, but neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a Hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
Okay.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
Well, I like to find them as much as you would. You destroy my castle and killed who knows how many people around it, so... Yeah, I got a score to
know.
settle.
It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aothis still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
Yeah, because I would like to end the game in like 2 minutes. Let's get on with it then.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Alright, so let's make a human, because I'm one of those guys that likes to roleplay. I'm going to play a rogue Cypher, and I want to make him like one of those glass cannon-y characters that just one-shots everything, so I will go with Assassin, because apparently this guy is really good, and the penalty is just that he takes a bit more damage. Yeah, I guess Crippling Strike should be okay here. And a Cypher, but for Cypher, let's see. I was thinking of going with Soul Blade. Has reduced max focus, so it's gonna take a longer time for him to cast spells and stuff like that. Killing enemies gives him max focus and concentration. Beguiler. Deception, so this is like the long range stuff. Less damage and reduce focus. Okay, and Ascendant. Yeah, I'll just go with Soul Blade. This seems like pretty straightforward. You get a like really strong one-shot ability, plus the backstab and all the stuff from Rogue. This should do well. And as for an ability, I was thinking of getting another damage one, but let's see, one that's short cast time, I guess. Charm, antipathic field, noise loud, extremely loud. So this is an AoE. Yeah, let's go with an AoE. Nah, let's go with Ice Strike. I need one crowd control just to make sure that I can handle those situations. So we're making a glass cannon, so we'll go with 100% might. He's gonna be more dependent on reflex than deflection, so let's just cut this and this a bit. Get perception maxed out as well. And I think I will put the rest into dexterity like this. This gives accuracy and reflex, so it would be really helpful if, you know, I would hit that one shot that I'm trying to do. And I will be using a two-hander, so I will get this one so I can get 20 might from the start. The Leaving Lands, and here I kind of like having a character that can talk. So let's see what we can find. So this one has diplomacy, survival, wilderness, athletics, streetwise, intimidate. I'll just go with explorer. So knowledge about the world, knowledge about the woods, and diplomacy. So this should do. And I will use a greatsword, and I guess I will use a rifle. Sniper just to get one shot from afar, I guess, from stealth or something. So yeah, the portraits kind of suck, so I think I'll just stay with that one, or yeah, let's just make him black. Yeah, skin color looks alright. Make his hair a bit darker. Nah. Okay, I'll just leave him like this. Head, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I played a bit with the character creation earlier, so I think I'll just stick with this, even though it doesn't look like the picture, but whatever. And for voice, I want to get Illidan's voice.
Yes?
Yep, definitely Illidan's voice. Poses. Chest up. I'm a rogue, I don't... Yeah, hunched. This is just sneaky and whatever. This looks not menacing. This doesn't look menacing at all. Nah, let's just go with average. And I will name him Stevzor, of course. So I got all the stuff. Can detect lock, big trap, okay. I said detect locked and big traps, what the hell is wrong with me?
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you. To open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
Okay, so I see that there are a few other doors in here. Maybe you can access them at some point in the game. Let's slow walk on floating rocks and go back to the land of the living now. Oh, and the shape actually, the character took the shape of what I customized. Nice. Ah, okay. Oh look, it's a deer. Ah, the steward from Caed Nua, yeah, the statue that I mentioned. Alright, time to wake up. Game looks really pretty.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
Let's play dumb.
Me? You don't remember?
Adair points at his face, which he seems to be arranging into his most recognizable expression. Receiving no response, he shrugs.
I'm the captain of this boat, and I was real big back in Deerwood. Had this keep called Caed Nua. I was famous. And I was what you'd call a watcher. I'd go around talking to dead folks and creeping out just about everyone who saw.
He holds up his hands with fingers curled to mimic claws.
No, so he's pretending to be you.
You're just some farmer. Likes to follow me around. Take most of the beating for me when we get attacked. Don't worry, it'll all come back.
Okay, very funny.
Ah, see? You remember. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. How you feeling?
Alive.
Alive's a big improvement.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Caed Nua.
Caed Nua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire Archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
Yeah, Berath told me that, so I know.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Misfortune's brewing topside. Magrans fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
Alright.
There are weapons in the armoire here.
The word Kaizo is scribbled and crossed out on many points of this globe. Okay, so Kaizo.
Alright, now make some use of it.
Let's, I guess, equip what's there. Just my blunderbuss. Berath's bell, what does this do? Combat only. Friendly target from caster. Ah, this heals you or fears enemies. Oh, okay, seems useful. Let's put it there.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
Alright, let's see.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
A surly British-looking captain stands stiff back before his crew. He scowls as he assesses you, his hair whipping above his ears in the wind.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
The captain shrugs in the sheeting rain before pinning you with a slow murderous grin.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
Let's go with this one. The storm's pretty loud. Did you say you're surrendering? How strange.
And then he's going to wear his breeches on his head and dance for us? Did I hear that right?
So dispositions. Reputation in a disposition. How people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations sometimes bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. To see icons for the effects of dialogues, enable show personality option in difficulty settings. And yeah, I already equipped that. It's fine.
Aye, but the breeches are gonna be stitched from your skin. You got a smart mouth on ya. Careful. It'll get you killed faster than any blade.
He grins to show crooked teeth.
Listen up, mates.
He cracks his neck as he addresses his crew.
I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive. You heard, Benwick! Off!
Okay, let's... This guy already engaged, so I cannot disengage and then flank. Ah, he's attacking it there, so that's good. Come on, cripple him. There we go. And now we're gonna attack this guy who's flanked. He's still recovering. Damn, I died. You've defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. I think that guy just killed me and the game just considered that I won. Just then a loose crate tumbles towards you, gathering speed on the rain-slick deck. It misses you but knocks Chitupek, one of your deckhands, off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chitupek reaches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize it likely contains the salvage from Caed Nua, your keep. I'm gonna just rescue the guy. I mean, loot is loot, but maybe the crew is more important. You grab Chitupek's arm just as his grip fails. For a tense moment he hangs suspended over the roiling sea. Then with a mighty tug you pull him back onto the deck. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Caed Nua is gone. Chitupek meanwhile nods in gratitude and hurries to his station. Meanwhile, the storm has nearly driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline and Diotas striding to the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies and splintering debris. You struggle towards the beach just ahead, even as the surf tugs you towards the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might until at last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm not sure if that guy just killed me or not. I might have underestimated the damage they do, and there's a row going straight at them. Yeah. Explore the island, sure.
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
Eder runs his fingers through his hair and removes a strand of seaweed he finds lodged there. He examines it closely and then tosses it onto the sand.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there.
He points out the Defiant, despite it being difficult to miss from your vantage point.
So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
Eder nods towards something further up the beach.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Your steward appears to be lodged between some rocks. Despite this, her tone is warmly cheerful. Okay, where are we?
Oh no, but it's real pretty.
Difficult to say for certain. The Deadfire is spotted with islands, some quite small. The good news is that if the storm hasn't spun us round entirely, I'd say we're in charted waters. I believe the Valian Trading Company operates in the region.
Okay, so this is a mercantile company. I think this was the one, like Palagina had a quest in the first game regarding this company. I think she was supposed to work for them or something, and yeah.
Hence that little visit from that wretched pirate captain.
Mm-hmm. So, can we patch up the ship?
I'm afraid I won't be much assistance in that regard. And not to doubt Master Adair's capacity, but even he would need supplies.
That's true. Steak, especially.
I'm definitely keeping Adair with me.
Patching the hull is only the start. You're going to need help getting the Defiant out to sea again. And a crew, for that matter.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright.
Okay.
My lord, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
Scream dramatically while looking out at the ocean. I've returned as the Herald of Berath. I'm on a special mission to find Eothas and learn what his plans. No, that's just too Boy Scouty. Okay. I'll just go with the honest answer, the first one. My soul passed into the beyond and Berath gave me a choice. Find Eothas or die.
These gods. You make one deal with them to stop a madman, and the next thing you know, they're threatening your soul.
That isn't much of a choice. But castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
So the skulls tell you the difficulty of quests. Yes, the enemies are with red. Wow.
Well, I suppose we'd better get a move on.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, to select him, either make this. I'm gonna make him a fighter, and maybe I'll, because I want him to be a tank, and maybe I'll multi-class him with a paladin or something like that. Fighter rogue, I don't know, it's not. And I already have a rogue, so yeah, let's just go with fighter.
Yes?
Let's see what he has and what he. So he has some drugs, alright. And he likes to smoke. Oh, this is the pre-order bonus thingies. Okay, and this is a saber. Huh? So that's, I guess it's a saber, it's a sword, but it functions as a torch. Are you kidding me? Yeah. So much damage does it do? 1522, 1724, so it's not even that. Whatever, let's see. Let's have him dual wield for now. Okay, let's see.
All our enemies felt a sudden chill.
So that's athletics, explosive stealth, intimidate, streetwise survival. Okay, gets this from the armor. So we tab, you switch between them. He has knockdown and constant recovery, second wind, second chance. Oh, you click on them and see fighting spirits. Nice. Wind slashes. I guess you can use this once per encounter, once per rest you can. He can revive if he dies. Constant recovery, I guess. The warrior has a healing. Right, let's just quick save here. And I think this is where I'll end the first video. It's a good starting point. Next up we're gonna explore the island, so see you guys in the next one. Bye.